The Cougs won the toss, elected to defer, so they will kick it away. And we'll see that Utah offense led by Troy Taylor first. Utes looking for one more win to become postseason eligible. Washington State with Pac-12 championship hopes on the line, and Tyler Huntley leads his offense onto the field.
In my scouting report, when you think about Tyler Huntley as a quarterback, he commands multiple defensive reactions, second reaction, third reaction plays because of the way he can extend each snap. And he trusts his playmakers in traffic, just like I was talking about a moment ago. The 50-50 ball. He knows his big skyscrapers he has on the outside at wide receiver are going to win more of those matchups on the contested grabs than they lose.
We've become accustomed to seeing those pre-snap stems from Washington State. Huntley handles it well, and he's got Damari Simpkins for the game's first down, but was it fumbled? At the 45, the signal is Washington State football. Marcellus Pippins comes screaming out of the pile.
In most situations, there's safety in numbers, but when you face an Alex Grinch defense, there is danger in numbers. Look at all these white jerseys surrounding the football, the way the Cougs pursue the football every time, especially on the perimeter. This is where the speed D is as good as any in the entire country because they always hunt together.
It looks like Jalen Thompson was the first to fall on it. Take a look at the statistical profile, this Washington State speed D. That fumble recovery will stand. Washington State takes over in plus territory. And a quick hitter out to Tavares Martin Jr. 2.5, maybe 3 on first down. And now we turn it over to the Cougs and Luke Falk.
Well, his elite pre-snap defensive recognition, it's part of where Mike Leach has trusted Luke Falk as his quarterback to go out there, and they don't huddle, but they're not in a hurry-up tempo anyway, so he surveys the defense and gets them in the right play. The precision he has, the accuracy he throws with, sets up run after catch. They have chunk plays in their passing game, but it's not because he's throwing the ball deep that consistently.
Grew up in Logan, about 82 miles due north of Rice-Eccles. Two-back look here for Falk. Throws down the 4 sideline and incomplete inside the 20, looking for Martin Jr. And 3rd down and long again faces this Washington State offense.
Washington State finds themselves in more 3rd and long scenarios than any other team in the conference. They have more yardage remaining on 3rd down than anyone else in the Pac-12. But fortunately for Mike Leach, he's got Luke Falk as his quarterback.
Morrow drops in the backfield against his 3 down fronts. Switches sides. Play clock at 7. Falk well protected. Time to launch. And complete for a 1st down. Tay Martin, the freshman from Louisiana, moves the chains for the Cougs.
It's a big moment for Tay Martin because he has been guilty of a few drops throughout the season. Look at the timing of that route. Martin just beginning to come out of his break. Ended up just running a post corner. You see him nod there towards the inside and break out. Luke Falk put it on the money.
All the red zone numbers on the Cougs as they have 1st down. Falk retreating. He's wrapped up. And he throws down the line. Was he in the grass? They're going to mark the football as if it were a lateral at the 31 for the time being.
It was Thompson again, Donovan Thompson. They ran a twist stunt up front. Thompson, the additional rusher, he gets home. And Luke Falk knows where the safety valve is, but at a certain point, if you haven't delivered it on time, don't make a bad play worse. Luke Falk needs to know better than that.
He goes at 2nd down and 10, now back inside the 15-yard line. Eighth play of the drive. Falk will throw down the line. Desmond Patman stacked up outside the 10. As the Utes rally to the football, 3rd down upcoming. And take a look at Anthony's Wendy's different makers when the Cougs are on offense.
So Tavares Martin Jr., their leading receiver, one of the most talented receivers I believe Mike Leach has had since he's been here, and especially down in the red zone. But check the slot and Boobie Hobbs. He'll be there in coverage in a lot of situations, and also I believe he'll be able to set up opportunities as a punt returner for Utah's offense.
Luke Falk tossed 3 touchdowns last week, leaving him 1 shot of Matt Barkley's Pac-12 record of 116. He's got 3rd down and 7 against the pressure. Throws to the 5, caught and in to match Barkley. Tavares Martin Jr. has the game's first score.
It's the 116th time. It was a thing of beauty. Had a free rusher coming from the wide side of the field. Cody Barton couldn't get there in time. Luke Falk, stand and deliver.
9th touchdown reception of the season for Tavares Martin Jr. That leads the Cougs. He scores for the 2nd week in a row. Eric Powell, the lefty, has the PAT.
First touchdown on the board as Luke Falk had all these oncoming rushers from the Utes trying to tear his head off. Put it on the money to Tavares Martin. Courage under fire.
With R2D2, 3 CPO with you today at Rice-Eccles Stadium. And the Cougs have the game's opening score. This is not where Tyler Huntley and the Utah offense wanted to be, trailing early. He is this team's 2nd leading rusher behind Zach Moss, who takes this handoff to the 40. 4 yards on 1st down, and we take a look at Wendy's difference makers.
When Utah's on the offensive side, Celeste Uatafe is going to have a long day trying to deal with these different pass rushers from Washington State. One of those, Frankie Luvu, doesn't get as much recognition as Hercules Mataafa and Daniel Ikwale, but he brings it well. 5.5 sacks on the season for Luvu.
They stay on the ground. Moss has to churn for positive yardage, gets 1 more, 3rd down and 5. Aluvu last week against Stanford, his first career interception. It was a feel-good story on senior day. His parents and siblings making the trip from Samoa to Pullman for the first time to be there to see him clinch not just the win against the Cardinal, but an undefeated home schedule in Pullman.
I can only imagine how exciting that was for his father. Aluvu talks about how often he just works and works and hadn't made it to the mainland.
Huntley on 3rd down, looks back across the middle, and it's picked. Robert Taylor with eyes on the football all the way. An interception near midfield, his 3rd this season.
It's the first bad decision of the day. Tyler Huntley has an opportunity just to move the chains with his legs, decides to throw back over the middle across his body. When the quarterback does this right, you say, hey, the kid made a play. When you do it wrong, we know it's one of the bad decisions that folks tend to look back towards. It's well played by Robert Taylor, who's been a playmaker at every level of this Alex Grinch defense for years now.
So 22 turnovers and counting for this top 10 defense nationally. They get takeaways on each of the last 2 Utah possessions. Falk back to work from just inside the 50. First run of the game for Washington State. And it's Morrow with the lane. Inside the 45 on 1st down.
We'll see how that portion of the chess match ends up being exploited, because with the defensive tackles, the guys with their hands in the dirt who are on the edges, like Kylie Fitz, for example, he's normally lined up on the outside shade of an offensive tackle. Here, both players lined up inside shoulder, so there could be run lanes to the exterior of the defense.
2nd down and 3, and James Williams is in, replacing Morrow. Quick hit, Isaiah Johnson-Mack. 1st down and a fumble, but ruled down inside the 35-yard line. Kavika Luafatasanga made the hit.
This is where pursuit is so important. Where you get the quick pass, not now route, and you've got blockers out in front of Isaiah Johnson-Mack. Let's see if this knee was down from Johnson and Mack before it looks like the ball's starting to come out before his knee's down. Luafatasanga just coming out of the stack. Great hustle to the football, but then technically sound once he gets there, able to get his hand wrapped around the ball to dislodge it.
Kyle Sweet there to pounce on it immediately, who had the block on the perimeter. Now, during that replay, Kylie Fitz, starting defensive end, playing the final games of his career, was helped off the field with an injury. This is Jameer Calvin in motion. Turns it up the hash marks and crashes down at the 27. So 7 yards on first down for Jameer Calvin at 152. He's the lightest player on the Cougars roster.
And the interior of Utah's run defense has been fairly sound all season. Where they've been exploited with bigger, more chunk run plays has been towards the outside.
Utes showing blitz. And they bring it straight up the middle. Falk to the perimeter. He's got Patman, who could not hang on. They love Desmond Patman at and around the end zone. 6'4", once jumped 6'6" in high school.
And wow, was this an accurate pass? I mean, it looked like perhaps Jalen Johnson would have an opportunity at it. Gets his eyes around, and Luke Falk drops it right in the bucket. I'm not completely sure that shouldn't be a touchdown. Shoot that, JP.
So another third down facing this Washington State offense. Two-back look with Morrow and Williams. No Gerard Wicks today for the Washington State Cougars. Falk needs the 24. Well protected. He's going for the end zone again, and terrific coverage. You mentioned Booby Hobbs, a player to watch out of the slot, working against Kyle Sweet there. He held his ground.
That to me ends up being one of the key matchups in facing Washington State's passing attack is the slot receiver with their in-cutting and out-breaking routes.
So here's Eric Powell. Last 5 games, 7 of 9. He's made 3 from 50 plus. This will be a 44-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Trey Tinsley. Everything solid and plenty of leg from Eric Powell, who tacks on to the Cougars' lead here in Salt Lake City. Cougs kick it off again, all 10 points off of turnovers today, and there will be no return. See the season third down conversion. It's been abysmal for the Utes. 0 for so far today as Huntley drops from his blind side. Ball comes out. It's stripped. It's scooped. Hercules Mata'afa with the game's third takeaway.
This is one of the reasons he's going to be the defensive player of the year, because he can operate from so many different positions. And once he gets there, he starts from a nose. He's a one technique near the center, loops all the way outside, has the speed, the work ethic, and the bend to turn the corner and then get home. Watch him turn the upfield shoulder once he gets there. Decreases the blocking surface, strips the football away, and then rips it away from the Utes like he's ripping someone's heart out.
How low-key was that fumble recovery? Like an afterthought.
Oh yeah, I got home, I got the sack. You're going to take this football with me too.
All 10 points off of turnovers so far for Falk and the Cougs offense. Isaiah Johnson-Mack in motion. Flip his way. Good gain on first down, shouldered out by Casey Hughes.
Maybe this is why Hercules is so calm. Think back to when he was a younger player, cliff diving on the islands. This picture actually ended up in a magazine. Mike Leach loves telling the story of him going to make his visit out to Hawaii. Catch up with the Mata'afa family and some of their legendary status they've had. Him, his siblings, his dad who's been bitten by a shark, lived to tell about it.
To throw on 2nd and 3. It'll be close. Tavares Martin Jr. covered right at the sticks. Luafatasanga may have created a third down in the red zone. Looks like he did. Yeah, so cliff diving, family huge in MMA, knows jiu-jitsu, taekwondo. A lot of layers to Hercules Mata'afa.
He's not a bad football player either.
Have a decision to make after this season. 3rd down 1. Falk ready. Blitz up the middle. Lofted ball to the end zone. Incomplete. Tay Martin isolated to that side against the coverage of Casey Hughes. And decision time for Mike Leach. His offense still on the field for the moment.
Yeah, he's gone. This is Mike Leach, 4th down to a T.
Lead the league in 4th down conversions. The attempts, of course, have a lot to do with that. And changes his mind last minute. With 14 on the play clock, the field goal unit sprints on.
That's a surprise.
Powell just hit from 44. Now a 32-yard attempt. Tinsley the holds. Credit this Utah defense, sudden change situations. They've kept the high-powered Cougars out of the end zone on their last 2 drives. That's an opportunity.
And Morgan Scalley told us that this secondary hasn't necessarily been tested yet, certainly not like the way they're being tested today by this Washington State passing offense. You know, there's been some of the other top quarterbacks they were supposed to face have been out injured. Star receivers have been nicked up. He knew it would be a test, and so far I'd say the Utah secondary's answered the bell.
And no return chances for Damari Simpkins so far today, so another touchback. Huntley able to beat that penetration. A nice read at the mesh point, and he gets 3 yards. Last week against UCLA, it was a banner day, at least for 2017, and this offense led by Troy Taylor.
Well, the game plan coming in would have been nice for Utah to be able to feature the run game. Zach Moss just stepped back onto the field here. No turnovers in the game last week versus UCLA.
3 today. And Moss returns to the lineup. Lewis Johnson reporting on some treatment he received. He's close to a 1st down as he climbs across the 30. Now put that yardage total of this Cougars defense against Stanford in a little bit of context. 198, a season low for the Cardinal. Washington State has held 4 different opponents below 200 yards of total offense this year on defense. That equals the combined number of such games over the previous 13 seasons in Pullman. No wonder Alex Grinch, once again a candidate for the Broyles Award, nominated for the nation's top assistant award. Final seconds of the 1st. They get the snap off, they get the 1st down, and some momentum for Tyler Huntley and the Utes heading to the 2nd here at Rice-Eccles. Able to minimize the damage of 3 turnovers. It's 13-0 Washington State. Welcome back to Rice-Eccles, ready for our 2nd quarter. Number 19 Washington State leads Utah 13-0. With Anthony Herron, JB Long, first things first, how good does it feel to be in shirt sleeves in Salt Lake City in November? But, you know, for committing 3 turnovers, I think Utah has to feel fortunate to be where they are in this game.
I certainly think they should feel that way. When you think about the way their defense has had to bow up time and time again for offense and special teams, giving it to Washington State in strike territory.
They picked up a 1st down going to the quarter break. And the quarterback scrambling for 2, maybe 3. And speaking of Tate, I mean, this is the first rushing quarterback that this defense for the Cougs has seen since that disaster in the desert. They're able to get to Huntley, who launches far sideline. Intercepted by a stumbling Marcus Strong. There's a flag back at the 30. Let's see if this goes against the Cougs. It looks like it will. I've seen offensive pass interference on Utah, but this one will go against Strong.
Pass interference, number 4, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That's an automatic 1st down.
Well, certainly not the last one-on-one matchup we'll see on the outside. Strong initially stays right there with Singleton, and then as the ball's in flight, he can't continue to extend that hand and push him, forcing him towards the sideline. Looks like the officials will call it fairly tight out there throughout the day.
And Cody Ippolito in as a fullback on that run-pass option, stifled by Justice Rogers, who came flying in to meet Huntley.
One of the things that happens with a defense who pursues as quickly is it almost feels like there's 13 or 14 defenders out there where, you know, Huntley's looking to be decisive, but then at the last second, he recoils the ball because it just feels like there's extra bodies in the way.
Play action. Huntley drills one, incomplete. looking for COC Wilson with Marcus Strong there. Yeah, they kind of have recruited and built a road grading kind of offensive line, haven't they, Anthony? And now they're adapting to their pass protection responsibilities in the new offense. Goal range for Matt Gay, one of the best in the country on 3rd down. Huntley runs into pressure. Justice Rogers arrives at the quarterback and may have knocked the Utes out of field goal range.
This is partly on Tyler Huntley, partly on his pass protection. As he sees it, he wants to cut it loose, and then his eyes drop toward the pass rush, just in knowing that internal clock has to tick very quickly because the speed D's been getting home in the first half.
Rogers with sacks in back-to-back weeks, the first 2 of his career. Matt Gay's going to give it a go from 56.
He's got 4 this season from beyond 50.
No doubt about the leg. Wow. The 20 semifinalists for the Luke Rosa Award. And how would he not be the front runner? So far. A touchback, and Falk will start from his worst starting field position of the day. So Falk and the Cougs have had tremendous starting field position today, but only a touchdown, a couple of field goals, and a missed field goal to show for it from a clean pocket. That's a great hit. Renard Bell spins away from the first Ute and has the 50-yard line.
If it was thrown any earlier, it would have been a deflection. Thrown any later, it's an INT from Corian Ballard. Ballard right there in position to make the tackle, but Luke Falk, it fitted right in the window.
25 yards on the completion. Midfield on one play. Falk with the pocket crumbling his sacks. Bradley Anai gets home.
Anai's gained about 15 pounds since last season. He's been able to maintain the speed that he showed as a freshman. And some of these individuals, Bradley Anai, Lolo Tulele, they have to start taking this game over up front. They've got to apply pressure. Sometimes it's just a front 3. But we're seeing a 3-man rush from Washington State get home against their offense.
Most sacks allowed because they drop back more than any team in the country as well. Normally pretty sound around Falk. Inside give. Morrow makes the first miss, and he's back to the original line of scrimmage, midfield, for 3rd down. Anai gets a tackle in addition to his 3rd sack of the season on this drive.
We'll see right now Jamal Morrow. He's offset to the side of Bradley Anai. Kylie Fitz hasn't returned to the field. Anai has to be able to supply some pass rush.
10 on the snap clock. They rush 3, drop 8. Falk extends the play. Now throws into space, but it's too low for Desmond Patton. If he was able to stay on his feet, he would have had the first down, but a low throw from Falk, and it's 4th down. So after the 56-yard field goal, the Utah defense gives up a 25-yard pass play, but stops the Washington State offense. And they're ready to receive the football. Kyle Sweet will punt to Booby Hobbs.
This is the type of game Utah normally tries something in the return game.
Hobbs will let it go and into the end zone. A good decision. Perhaps the momentum shifting in the home team's favor as the sun sets here in Salt Lake City in front of a packed house. Tyler Huntley, 3 of 8 through the air so far today, rips one down the seam, too tall for Jake Jackson.
Jackson's open. Huntley floats it high. Ball does hit him in both hands. That's a play someone's got to make. Jackson needs to haul it in. Huntley needs to put it more between the numbers. It's a Utah offense. It's got to get their game going.
That fullback had just one 3-yard reception before that target. Look at the average drive start position, skewed in Washington State's favor because of the Utah turnovers. Right back over the top. Another free runner. Damari Simpkins hits the brakes at the 20. Grabbed at the 10, and that could be a horse collar at the end. For now, it's 71 yards on the game.
Thing of beauty, and Simpkins made the play happen with his route running ability.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Half the distance from the end of the play. First down.
Well, Margaret Mothershed's in position to watch this work. Let's take a look from up top as Simpkins is going to run the post route, but he's also got a post coming from the outside too. So now both defensive backs are in a bind, spacing so sound. And finally, Tyler Huntley is having some time on this particular drive to deliver the football unmolested, and Simpkins makes the grab.
Half the distance to the goal on the penalty to set up first and goal for Huntley. They've been dismal in the red zone. Can they punch it in here? Behind two tight ends, they run MUSS. He runs in. Touchdown, Utah.
Respect Zach Moss's ability, his willingness to stay in the game, continue to work for his teammates.
Rarely can you say the game would have been signed, sealed, and delivered after one period of play. But when Utah committed 3 turnovers in the area of the field in which they did against this high-octane offense, they could have been left in the dust. Instead, they're back within a field goal. James Williams will watch it go. Falk is 13 of 24 passing for 111 and a touchdown. Against a 3-man front. Back shoulder throw, reaching up, Tavares Martin Jr. plucks it out of the air.
That's a thing of beauty right there. Not just the back shoulder, but more velocity than we see sometimes from Luke Falk. And then, like you mentioned, just plucking the football, just showing those quiet hands.
3-by-1 and a quick snap. They throw down the line. They've got Martin Jr. set up with good blocking on that perimeter. He crosses the 40. Half the chains on first down. Bigger part, Isaiah Johnson-Mack out on the perimeter. Second down 5 with Morrow in the backfield. Falk extending the play. Laid across the middle. He's got Morrow, who ducks under the tackle. Laufa Tasonga sets up third down and manageable.
Again, man on the previous snap, zone on that play. A little bit more motion from Wazoo's offense in this game, trying to help Luke Falk dissect what coverage the defense will be in.
Can the Utes get off the field on third down on defense again? Cougs need 2. They'll run for it with Morrow. Great kick to the outside. He finds the lane. He finds the first down. Jalen Johnson ran him out.
Watch him bounce, because the alignment of the defenders, they actually end up slanting in that direction towards the boundary. But as the running lane opens up, you're seeing Jamal Morrow start to figure out where the creases can be as he actually gets more carries.
Morrow and Williams in a 2-back look here. Morrow in motion. Falk. Little shuttle pass. Isaiah Johnson-Mack has another first down. A creative toss there from Luke Falk on the move.
You occasionally see him show this ability. He's not going to do it often, but every once in a while he flashes the mobility and then a creative way to be able to fit the football to his teammates.
The final 2 regular season games of his career come against the 2 teams in the Pac-12 he's yet to beat. His first appearance against Utah, and then of course the Apple Cup. Sweet alone center of the field. To the 15 with the first down, Kyle Sweet.
Now this, the more standard Cougs offense. You're going to see Kyle Sweet eventually just come in from the right side of the screen. As he flashes into that quadrant, Luke Falk delivers it on time.
Falk and the Cougs on the move with first down. Luke gets through his progression. Pocket crumbles. Just a flip to his back. Williams spun down inside the 10.
I referenced Tyler Huntley as the second and third reaction quarterback. We're seeing on this drive, as it's becoming the longest drive of the game for Washington State, Luke Falk showing that second reaction ability.
Inside of 4 minutes to go in the half. 10th play of this drive. Falk to the air. Falk will run for it. Sandwiched at the 1.
Well, this second reaction, Utah's in position for. Not the foot speed to get to the edge. Well defended from Cody Barton. It's there to thwart the Coug quarterback.
Now what on 3rd and goal?
Well, I would try to set up for a back shoulder. They're either going to rub and try to have some crossers coming, or he'll go back shoulder fade. It's an even formation, 2 by 2. It sets up for the potential rub routes.
Left side, goal line, touchdown, and a former walk-on from Logan, Utah. Luke Falk now holds every Pac-12 passing record. Kyle Sweet collects, and what a drive from Luke Falk.
Tay Martin runs off the coverage. That opens up the exterior of the route tree for Kyle Sweet.
As a prep, he once got an offer from Florida State and then transferred to Oaks Christian in California. It didn't work out there. It didn't work out with the Seminoles. But all in all, I would say it worked out on the Palouse for Luke Falk. Final seconds drained, and we go to that with the second half holds.
Yet.
Cougs won the toss, elected to defer, and so they will receive with this 20-10 lead. Again, they need a couple of road wins here tonight and then in Seattle to punch their ticket to the Pac-12 championship game. Time for the Red Lobster game summary. Falk a couple of touchdown passes. He is the new Pac-12 all-time leader. We talked about Mata Afa, but I'll tell you what, the Utah defense in sudden change situations covering up 3 turnovers by their offense.
It's the reason they're still in this game. It looked like very early on as Utes defense was able to respond.
So now under the lights, it's Pac-12 After Dark as we open this second half at Utah. A first down blitz. Falk hits Sweet. Sweet lost the football at the end, but he was down after a pickup of 6. Sweet had the touchdown reception on the record breaker for this redshirt senior quarterback. I like the way that Leach put it in terms of his recruiting story. You know, even Idaho had pulled his scholarship offer by the time he was done with his prep career. And Leach was looking for the best walk-on he could find. He said it wasn't like we got him at a church bake sale. I mean, we knew he had this kind of potential, but the way he took over for Connor House. Launches far sideline. Had some separation with Isaiah Johnson-Mack. Couldn't hit it. 3rd down and 4.
One of the things Luke Falk has previously told me is when he's a few hours before the game, he gets a little nervous. He's really not able to eat much, and you would think here, which for him essentially a home game with 100 people, family and friends who've showed up, maybe those nerves were even more today.
Including his high school football and basketball coaches in attendance. 5 of 10 so far on 3rd down. Play clock down to 3. He has it. He escapes. Falk off his heels. And a diving catch made in Utah territory by Desmond Patman.
The slippery nature of Luke Falk, initially in the pocket, then second reaction out of the pocket, off platform, floating it, and Patman able to go down and grab this one, moving the chains.
And Keith Harrington joins the backfield, and he picks up the blitz. Falk, a back shoulder toss to Martin, incomplete. Julian Blackman celebrating. Now, Falk, we mentioned this is the first time playing here, first time facing Utah in his career, but it's not the first time this season that he's been back to his home state. His paternal grandfather, Jack Falk, died a couple of weeks ago at age 88, shortly before that tough Arizona loss. Luke was here in Utah the following Monday to speak at his funeral. Paid nice tribute to him with that senior day finale against Stanford. Now he drills one down the seam that's intercepted. Corian Ballard coming the other way. Perhaps a game-changing play on D for these Utes.
That was so well read by Ballard. One of the things that Washington State tends to do is that 3-by-1 set, they had trips to the field, so normally that's a bubble screen, but Ballard saw the entire way. Kyle Sweet went vertical, so he didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. He didn't react to the bubble screen in the backfield. He had eyes on Luke Falk the entire way and then stole one from the great Luke Falk.
Second interception of the season for Ballard, stepping in for Marquise Blair tonight. And now going the other way. Hunter Dale down inside the 15.
Hercules Mataafa has been a mystery wrapped in a riddle, trapped inside an enigma. They've done nothing with the son of Zeus the entire game. He's completely in the lap of Tyler Huntley, and there's no choice for Huntley to deliver the football anywhere else. He can't step into it. Hunter Dale jumps into the air, snatches it away, takes it right back for the speed D.
So back-to-back picks for Dale, the junior nickel, replacing two-time All-Conference Shalom Luwani. His first interception, and there's the turnover story. 13 points off turnovers in the opening half for the Cougs. Can they cash in now in the third? Williams and Harrington next to Falk. 5 to snap it, and he's got it. Against the blitz, incomplete. Isaiah Johnson-Mack, his intended target.
That's what they like to do in this area of the field. And Isaiah Johnson-Mack, Tavares Martin Jr., they're both so good at it, where they get the release, put speed in the feet of the corner, force them to get into a speed turn, and then Luke Falk fits the ball back behind him on the back shoulder.
Second down snap. Well protected. Now he leaves the pocket and drops with the ball coming out of bounds between the 16 and 17. Donovan Thompson does it again. Third down behind the sticks.
A pretty big game for Donovan Thompson, both blitzing up the A-gap and just being the player who's cleaning up any trash that leaks out, whether it's a running back out of the backfield, whether it's the opposing quarterback, Luke Falk, trying to extend the play.
Second sack tonight for this Utah defense, trying to limit the Cougs to a field goal try after the back-to-back turnovers. Cougs get a first down at the 2. And swinging out in space. Renard Bell, that's not going to do it. Jalen Johnson closing hard, and here comes the field goal unit for the Cougs with Falk limping off.
It's that same 3-by-1 set, waiting on the potential for bubble. Falk knows where his safety valve is. That's the right safe play, as opposed to trying to force it into traffic towards the end zone.
Eric Powell, top 4 in Cougs history in terms of career-made field goals. to be a 28-yard attempt. And he got it. So consecutive interceptions, and it turns into 3 points for Washington State as they extend their lead in Salt Lake City.
As I tweeted at him, he was being selfish with the award. He was week after week keeping it to himself.
Big run back by Damari Simpkins earlier. He won't get a chance here. And so the Utes, trailing 13, get the football back after consecutive interceptions thrown by Falk and Tyler Huntley. They throw down the line on first down. A nice move made by Samson Nakua. Pick up first down yardage. Nakua walked on in August of last year and was awarded a scholarship during camp. Trying to fill the void left by Darren Carrington, the Pac-12's leading receiver in terms of yards per game tonight. They'll run it here, and guess who is waiting? Another tackle for loss for Hercules Mata'afa, 7 and counting as he continues to eat.
And it shouldn't go underappreciated how hard he continues to play. It's one thing just to have a big game, but you see there where he's under the pads of the opposing blocker, quick arm over on one guy, and then he's under the shoulder of the next blocker. The duty of the offensive line to block him is so difficult because they can't even get down to the level that he's playing the game at.
They stem again pre-snap. Huntley from the blind side couldn't see it, and he's dropped for another sack. Hunter Dale, who just had the pick, now gets a sack. 6 on the night for this speed D.
You feel for a moment like you've got Hercules Mata'afa blocked. Alex Grinch brings that corner cat.
Third and 22. Huntley in trouble. Flag back in the pocket as he gets rid of it.
Holding number 65 offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's guard Paul Tuwala. I mentioned this in the first half, but just to put in context how vastly improved this Cougars defense has been under Alex Grinch's leadership. The last 13 seasons combined, 4 games allowing 200 yards or fewer in a game. This season, 4. I don't know if they're going to keep Utah below that tonight as Wisnowski hits a bit of a shank. Does take a Utah bounce inside the 40. But Falk is back at the controls with a 13-point lead. Looking to guide his team to the Pac-12 championship game. So a 23-10 lead and the football for the Cougs. They start from their own 39. Falk stands in. Over the middle. A check down Tavares Martin. And he squeezes ahead for 7. Now you sent me an email this morning, Big Ant. Best pad level in college football.
Bar none.
To this defensive line.
Bar none. And it's across the board. They all rush low and hard. Hercules Mata'afa, he's at another level. He, Daniel Equale, and they move him around so much, so it's difficult for the opposing offense to game plan around him as well.
Cougs win tonight. The Pac-12 title bid would be an Apple Cup victory away in Seattle, November the 25th. Down the line, Martin looking for midfield, and he's got it with the first down. How about the matchup of those two defenses if that's how it shakes out?
Oh.
Apple Cup, UW, Washington State. Get your defense ready.
Yeah, and you know the Dogs in some ways last night certainly did look a little bit susceptible. It wasn't Bryce Love at his fullest, but he broke off a few big plays. That's still one of the best defenses in the country.
They run Morrow. Nice lane left side. Ducks inside the 25. Ahead of schedule on first down.
Point of attack moves just enough. Dillard able to ward off Cody Barton. That gave the running lane to Jamal Morrow.
Second down 2 left for the Cougs with a 13-point lead on the road. They fake the bubble. Now screen it left side. Williams stopped at the 16 with a first down. He leads all FBF backs in receptions.
And this is how Mike Leach's system utilizes the running back so effectively, because even when they're not a big part of the rushing attack, they can still be a part of pass protection, and they're all very essential in the receiving game.
The injury to Julian Blackman that sent us to commercial. Blackman limped off, putting very little pressure on his right leg. Not much doing on his first down run. As we hit the 7-minute mark, third quarter. And Cougs suddenly struggling on the road. They've bounced back nicely after losing at Cal and at Arizona, and by a combined 55 points. Their past 2 road games. Perfect on the home schedule, 7-0. Most home wins in a season in program history. Not a lot of rushing totals to speak of for either team. Play clock getting short as Falk leans in. Blitz picked up. He flips. Low and incomplete. Renard Bell, the target. Let's check in with Lewis.
Well, JB, you mentioned Blackman coming off the field a moment ago. You can see him here on the table. Doesn't look very good, just from my perspective. His face says he's in pain. Of course, the doctors are surrounded him looking at the right knee. I'm not sure we'll get any specific information from Utah. They do not offer that, as some schools choose to do, but Blackman looking to be in some pain now.
Thank you, Lewis, and unfortunate to see the look on that young man's face. Blackman, a sophomore from Layton. Here comes the blitz. Falk, incomplete behind it. Looking for Brandon Arconato, and it's 4th down in field goal range, and Eric Powell is coming on.
Javelin Guidry had tough duty here. Russ didn't quite get home in time, and Guidry had to chase Arconato all the way across the field on a cross-country route. Luke Falk was able to float it out there. Arconato had a chance, but Guidry well played.
Powell 3 of 4 with a long of 44 tonight, and truthfully the one he missed had more to do with the hold than it did the kick. Squarely between the hash marks, looking to extend a 23-10 lead. Not the best snap, but the hold did get down, and Powell punches it. Field goals from Wazoo as they extend their lead. Another field goal from Powell has extended their lead to 16, and no return here. All right, thank you, Ashley, for keeping an eye on the action around the country, especially at the top. Still need some dominoes to fall for the Pac-12 to find its way into the college football playoff. USC winning tonight, keeping their hopes alive. A quick out hit at the 31-yard line, maybe the 32, complete to COC Wilson.
And there have been some opportunities in the passing game for Utah here, more so than I anticipated with Darren Carrington being out. When Tyler Huntley's had time, there have been moments he's thrown the football well, the receivers have made plays.
Moss fighting for first down yardage. Looks like he has it. In some ways, the game score, the situation has perhaps kept Utah from leaning on this running game as much as they might have liked to in terms of play selection. They're 21 pass, 21 run.
It did seem early on, once Zach Moss got banged up, he's been fighting through it. But as Lewis Johnson reported earlier, he's been playing with some pain here.
Huntley zips one to midfield, complete. COC Wilson once again into Cougs territory.
Here's one of the examples. Off play action in the backfield. Nice accurate pass. Hits Wilson right in stride.
19 yards for Wilson as he leaves. 1:14 left in the third. They start on the ground, and Moss stacked up immediately. Jihad Woods. He had the big game against SC, including that strip sack of Sam Darnold to clinch it. Good to see Isaac Dotson back. He was 31 in white there. Grinch. Huntley steps into the throw. Complete for first down yardage, Raylan Singleton.
Singleton's always been a physical route runner. So here, running this slant route through contact, tight coverage, great throw, excellent grab.
Got inside of Marcus Strong. 200 total yards for Utah. And that's been the impressive threshold for this Cougs defense throughout their season. Final 10 seconds of the third. Huntley a hitch. Now he'll go. And he overshoots everyone. Singleton again the target. There is a flag. Taylor and Strong in coverage for the Cougs. It looks like it's going against them.
Holding, number 4 defense, 10-yard penalty. That's an automatic first down.
Well, there was safety help to both sides, and so that's where, as a corner, you have to be able to know there's no need to overreact. There's no need to grab, to tug, to hold, because you've got additional help available to you. Robert Taylor was to that side of the field. Jalen Thompson was here in position to double to the boundary side of the field.
See the penalty story. 7 for 44 marked off against the Cougs. And in the final 3 seconds, it gives the Utes a first down. Moss spins away. Zach Moss, a couple of missed tackles there, and they'll take it to the 4th in the red zone. Isaac Dotson gets a tackle. Some extracurriculars rile this Rice-Eccles crowd up. Can Utah make a comeback against the top 25 Cougs? Huntley at the helm after a first down run of 4 yards from Moss. Huntley retreats and escapes. Now to the end zone. Incomplete. Out of bounds. Raylan Singleton had possession but was on the end line.
Let's see. Certainly looked like a clean grab. Wheels it in. Yep. Right foot does tap down on the stripe. Well done by the back judge. Good call. How about that shot there from Joe Sonnenberg at field level? Super slow-mo.
With Michael Molinari, our producer, Scott Barkey, our director, Anthony Herron, JB Long. Huntley fires again near the sticks, extending for first down yardage. Damari Simpkins working against Darian Moulton. It'll be first and goal for Utah. Huntley now 12 of 25 for 209. He's yet to throw for a score. He has been picked off a couple of times. Utes have played from behind the whole way. Huntley will take it himself. He's stoned at the 1 and turned away. Justice Rogers underneath all that defensively for the Cougs. Second and goal.
Some extra beef on the field for the Utes up front. They block down the 1 angle. Then you got Zach Moss trying to lead Tyler Huntley towards the end zone. And Utah's gone to occasionally using a huddle. Troy Taylor, their offensive coordinator, upstairs, calling the game from the booth now for the 3rd game in a row.
With Moss on his left shoulder. Game on in Salt Lake City. Zach Moss into the end zone. And true to form, Kyle Whittingham and the Utes play for field position. They get a 3-and-out defensively, and now they score within a few minutes.
Harrison Hanley as the lead blocker. Jackson Barton walls down the entire right side of that Washington State defensive front. Light work for Zach Moss.
Need the 2-point conversions as well. Send the strong side to the left with Hanley the tight end. Huntley flips. He's got him. Fakailo Atunga catches in for 2. And it's a 1-score game at Rice-Eccles. Our Reese's go for 2. Fakailo Atunga from Huntley.
Siale Fakailo Atunga is working from right there. The inline position. Work towards the inside of Frankie Luvu and then rams him inside. From there, just a teardrop from Tyler Huntley. Fakailo Atunga for 2.
Of course, one of the more notable two-point conversion attempts this season also belong to the Utes. It failed in the Coliseum. Otherwise, how might this Pac-12 title race look differently tonight?
Wow.
Still a full quarter to play, and it's an 8-point margin. Williams thought about it. Will take a knee instead. It is Veterans Day, and we salute all of those in our audience who have served. Thank you so much for allowing us this opportunity to talk Pac-12 football with you. Falk with the lead, with the football. Complete on his first attempt, out across the 30. Tavares Martin with the grab. He continues to be Falk's favorite target, leading the way with 8 grabs and now north of 50 yards.
It takes a long time for these crossing routes to develop. But when the pass rush isn't getting home, when Utah's defensive front isn't able to pressure Luke Falk until late, he's got the time to let them develop.
Brings Johnson Mack in motion. Time again to find Bell. Renard Bell between the hash marks for first down yardage. He's hobbled.
Renard Bell did a nice job just finding the quadrant to sit down in the zone defense that was shown by Utah there. A couple of different Ute defenders colliding at the point of attack, at the point of collision with Bell.
That's wide of the mark, Brandon Arconado. And he stops the clock with 11:06.
There's been a blend throughout the day. Sometimes Morgan Scalley has brought additional pressure. He's shown it the majority of snaps. Quite often they've dropped out. They've done a nice job of not giving Luke Falk a steady diet of the same reaction or the same coverage snap after snap.
Cougs go empty on 2nd and 10. Looking for the 34-yard line. 3-man rush this time from the Utes. Crossing route, too tall and incomplete. Arconado again. 3rd down and long. Brandon Arconado was Washington State Scout Team Player of the Year last season after arriving from Chaffey College. Now in the mix at wide receiver. Remember, we saw Renard Bell make a catch and then leave the field injured on this drive.
We'll see how confident Morgan Scalley is in his zone coverage. If he doesn't bring an additional blitzer.
He does. They bring them all. And it works. The Utes hold on 3rd down and 10, and they plant Falk.
This time they brought the house. Barton from the outside, Thompson from the interior. Uafata Songa, everyone came. Coverage on the back end held up soundly.
So still up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Washington State will punt. Ruby Hobbs is the return man for the Utes. He stands at his 10-yard line.
I don't see a potential returner in position for the fake reverse the Utes like to use.
Fair catch, signaled for and bobbled, but completed just outside the 10. So a long field for Huntley and this Utes offense, but they've got the opportunity they've been working for the better part of 4 quarters. Can they tie it up? Washington State trying to keep their Pac-12 North hopes intact. Huntley throws on 1st down, into trouble and too tall for Brian Thompson. In case you're joining us late, no Darren Carrington tonight for the Utes. He's been their most dynamic offensive threat this season. Huntley's still thrown it 26 times, even without him.
Utah deciding not to go with a huddle here. Certainly no tempo. Staying at the line of scrimmage.
A 2nd down run. Moss lost the football. Hit at the line and recovered by the Cougs. Jalen Thompson comes out of the pile with the football.
As soon as Zach Moss gets it, Washington State defenders in his face, and Daniel Equale, he came around as the looper, able to knock it free. Mataafa forced the cutback. Equale in position to strip it away from Moss.
Season high in turnovers now for Utah, a handful. And look, there's still a long way to go, Anthony, and their defense has responded all night, but you just do not win games against an offense like Washington State when you give them that many chances. Utes creeping from the left of scrimmage on 1st down and 15. Here they come. Falk has time to drill to the 15, completes. Isaiah Johnson Mack with some sweet hands. Good for 4 yards. 2nd down 11.
They did blitz from the corner. James Williams able to pick that up. A lot of movement from the secondary. And when you think about that penalty, especially with the crossing routes and how Washington State likes to create space, being back further from the end zone, not all that bad.
3-by-1 the set as you see it there. Now trips to the left side. Falk will take the snap inside of 10 on the play clock. Looking left all the way. What a catch radius. Renard Bell, a stiff arm at the 5, and he's got a 1st down and goal. Now Bell was shaken up earlier in the quarter.
About the confidence, the faith Luke Falk has in his pass protection. Williams again right there in position as Thompson came downhill. Stones Thompson, gives Falk the time to deliver it to Bell.
First down and goal. Cougs looking to take it back to a 2-score lead. Falk adjusts at the line. Pressure up the middle. He pump fakes. He unleashes, and it's incomplete. He knew the clock was getting short, and he lives to see 2nd and goal. Luke Falk with a couple of touchdown tosses tonight has become the all-time Pac-12 leader in that career category. Looking for his 27th career win at Washington State, extending a Cougs record.
As Donovan Thompson comes downhill, one of the things he'll learn to do is to go back door on some of these slide protectors. They've been able to wash him down with the pile a couple of times here when the running back hasn't been the one assigned to him.
Renard Bell, the motion man. At the snap, they swing it out. Morrow makes a move inside. Gang tackled by the Utes. 3rd down and goal.
We've got Tavares Martin Jr., who's come back onto the field. He'll be at the top of the screen. We're going 2-by-2. 3-by-1 is where they like to go with the back shoulder fade.
They run James Williams on late, take Renard Bell off the field to make it a 2-back look. Single digits on the play clock. Falk looking end zone. All alone in the back, Isaiah Johnson Mack for a 2-score lead.
The normally stoic demeanor of Luke Falk, enjoying giving his team a 2-score lead here at Rice Eccles. Family members, coaches, former teammates, 100 tickets Luke Falk had to find. Well, it's essentially a home game for him tonight.
Powell for the try. All right, thank you, Ashley. Back here in Salt Lake City, Luke Falk with his 3rd touchdown toss. He's now the career record holder in the Pac-12, and he's got a 33-18 lead on the Utes in his first matchup with the Utah program, and look how much it means to him coming home to his home state.
Well, think about just the full season for Luke Falk. I mean, the career, the storybook end of it, we've talked about so much, but even just this senior season, there's been 2 separate games where the all-time leading passer in Pac-12 history has been benched by his head coach, taken out of the lineup. His backup, Tyler Huntley, has come in and gotten a lot of run in a couple of those games. So as magical as this season is turning out to be for Washington State, there have certainly been some of those stock market type of moments.
Simpkins had a big return earlier tonight. He will not get the chance here. Huntley has his work cut out for him. Crossing pattern, caught for a short one. Give him forward progress for 3 perhaps on first down.
This is where things get fun for pass rushers. You can play with blood in your fingertips because you know it's very unlikely there's going to be a true run threat that puts your defense in any jeopardy.
Well protected and on target. Couple of hits to Samson Nakua. This one for first down gain. Up across the 40. Stop the clock momentarily. 7:51. Three-man rush on first down. Huntley stands in. A confident throw to the 40 of Washington State's Raylan Singleton has the Utes and Cougs territory.
Utah now hustling back over the ball. Nice route combination. Singleton coming back towards the football, as you hope good receivers do.
Huntley unloads. There's another strike. Nakua inside the 30. Jahad Woods brought him down. 2 yards left on second down upcoming.
After a couple of tempo plays, Utah going back to the huddle. Inexperienced offensive line, young quarterback.
QB run on 2nd and 2. Huntley will get it, and he'll get out of bounds. Woods escorted him, and there's a flag.
A rather delayed flag.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 13 defense. Half the distance to the goal line. That's an automatic first down.
Jahad Woods pursued in his linebacker position. Tyler Huntley appears to still be in bounds. I mean, his feet haven't even come really close to touching down out of bounds yet.
Half the distance to the goal marked off, so first down and 10. Huntley whips one, back shoulder. What a catch! Raylan Singleton hangs on. He paid the price, but he's given the Utes life.
Tyler Huntley seems to like to throw it off that ball action in the backfield, and look at Raylan Singleton matched up with Marcus Strong, throwing the strength to reel this in and holding it up so the folks in the 5th row can see he made the grab.
Just 6 plays in 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go 75 yards. And PAT is good. Back with an 8. Utah not done yet.
50-50 ball. And Huntley knew he had his 220-pound skyscraper matched up one-on-one, keeping the Utes in the contest.
Both these teams will actually play Washington next, so hello to the Huskies. We're sure you're watching. And no return on the kick. First down down the line. Patman puts a shoulder down and goes out. Is that an underclass mistake there, Anthony Herron?
It is. There's no reason to run out of bounds and allow this clock to continue to run at your advantage.
They get it spotted and it rolls again, but probably costs a few.
Certainly did.
Second down 4. Falk will take it down to 5. To 2. Well managed, but deflected and incomplete. Donovan Thompson got in the backfield and bothered Falk. It's 3rd down and 4.
And this time he did make an Ole move on the blocker. As Thompson comes in there, nice swim, he was able to make. And Kavika Luafatasanga ends up getting a hand on the ball.
MUSS trying to encourage its defense for one more stop on 3rd down. They give the Utes possession and a chance to tie late. Falk and the Cougs need 4 on 3rd down. They throw for it. They've got it on the slants. The ever reliable Tavares Martin Jr.
And Corian Ballard is playing so safe at the safety position. Boy, there's not the additional threat. So Kenrick Young, after the inside release from Martin Jr., you don't have that additional defender in a position to come down and lay the hammer with a physical tackle.
Four-minute mark, 4th quarter. Drive continues for Falk and the Cougs. Gets it out quickly. Nice hands by Desmond Patman. Shouldered out. They'll roll the clock right at the 50-yard line. 2nd down upcoming.
Falk just so calm, showing patience. Play gets sent in, then he gets the opportunity to go to the line of scrimmage, survey the defense, see what he feels he's getting from Utah if he wants to check.
What's Kyle Whittingham thinking about? When do the timeouts come into play?
Initially, he's still got to be thinking takeaway right now as a 1-score game. See if he can get it to another 3rd down.
Single high safety here. 5 on the play clock. Falk delivers, looking for Patman. A yard too deep.
And that's why I feel like Corian Ballard can play more shallow from that single high safety position. Force Luke Falk to take the deeper shot. They haven't consistently been able to complete that ball anyway. You can play more towards the sticks as the safety.
That saves you 40 seconds basically with that incompletion. 9th play of the drive upcoming. Cougs looking for the 43 of Utah on this 3rd down. Falk from a clean pocket, going for the big ball. Intercepted! Kenrick Young!
That's the pass you want to force. That's why it's fine for your safety to play shallow. You know they're great completing passes near the sticks. Throwing deep outside the numbers is not what Luke Falk and the Washington State Cougars specialize in. Kenrick Young, who's been beat a couple of times, but has continued to be feisty, right in the position he has to be in, gets the eyes around for a game-saving interception.
Boy, there should have been a 15-yard face mask penalty as well on the Cougars, coming down with that interception. And that would have been big to get this drive started. Instead, with 3:03 to go and all 3 timeouts, they'll start from their 13. Huntley's coming off his best drive of the night. A cut down at the 20. Samson Nakua has emerged as a favorite target late.
Reference Huntley's been really throwing the football well here, especially in the second half.
Robert Taylor got underneath him there, Ant. At the sticks, it's dropped. Damari Simpkins could not hang on.
To me, this is 4-down territory with the amount of time remaining here with the 4th quarter ticking away. So you can use your legs. 3rd and short. If you're Tyler Huntley, feel free to either extend the play with your legs or just move the sticks for a 1st down.
Three of 11 on 3rd down tonight. He will, just as you described. Ants are reaching for it. Will depend on the spot.
I don't necessarily like the formation they did it out of, though.
1st down, Utah.
You make life a little more difficult where you predetermine for the defense, we're going run. when you have an athletic quarterback, you have the ability to go ahead and keep the defense spread out. Leave them the threat of both run and pass. Then Tyler Huntley can become a runner and move the sticks for you.
Utes have trailed the whole night. Can they get the tying touchdown and two-point conversion? Tackled immediately in the flat. Marcus Strong draped all over Damari Simpkins. 2 minutes here in the fourth.
Something that's just been such a lost art, but you think about really both teams, especially Washington State, the way they've tackled throughout the game has been very impressive.
Three-man rush from the Cougs. Huntley scrambles. Huntley takes off. Slides down at the 40. A first down, and Utah does have 3 timeouts to use. 16 yards on that sprint from Huntley.
Hercules Mataafa giving chase. Able to spin out. Can't quite bring down Huntley. And there's plenty of time to make this happen. That's what we're talking about.
Huntley feeling the heat. Second down as he's dropped by Mataafa. No flag.
He's feeling it all right. This guy's only 250 pounds, and they continue to line him up over the nose, matching up with centers and guards, guys who outweigh him by 60 and 70 pounds. And Hercules Mataafa continues to come snap after snap.
During a night in which they've turned it over 5 times, the Utes still have a chance. On their final drive, Huntley, an open crossing route to midfield. Brian Thompson showing the depth of this Utah receiving core.
This needs time to develop. That crossing route. Well, 8th play of the drive here. You think the defensive front starting to tire out.
Utes still clinging to those 3 timeouts. This ball batted. This ball picked. The speed D comes up clutch. We'll get another look.
Well, one of the things, when you start to get a little tuckered out as a pass rusher, put yourself in a position. Get your hands in the throwing window. Here, they don't even rush Unyuku, so he's in a perfect position after the deflection to go up and high point it. There's Aguayo with the tip. Unyuku goes up to get it like a Cougar receiver, taking this game back out of the clutches of the Utes.
This defense has forced 26 turnovers this season, Anthony, for the 2nd week in a row in playoff mode, knowing they have to win out their defense on the field. Last week it was Frankie Luva with the game-clinching interception against Stanford. Unyuku tonight in Salt Lake City. 3 timeouts left for Utah as the Cougs try to run it out. Whittingham takes his first with 53 remaining. Utah desperately trying to get a win in their final stretch to send their seniors off the right way in the postseason. They're at UW next week. They finish at home versus Colorado on Thanksgiving Saturday. 2nd and 6 for the Cougs. Looking to run this out. Williams down to the 44. If the Cougs can hang on here, they'll make use of their bye in preparation for the Apple Cup, and a chance for these seniors to get their first win against their rival and play for a Pac-12 championship. Luke Falk with 2 backs. And the Utah defense, as it's done so many times tonight, continues to extend the game. They'll take their final timeout with 44 seconds remaining. Utah has exhausted its timeout supply. No return man back. Going for the block punt here. Clean snap back to Sweet. He gets it away. All Cougs in the vicinity. Well, not just the ball rolling down at the 10, but all those additional seconds taken away from the Utes. 33 remaining in desperation mode.
Don't leave your quarterback standing still in harm's way.
He's able to shake Mata'afa, swings it out to MUSS. The 20 and out of bounds.
These wider college hashes, you got plenty of space. If you want to roll, do some sprint action towards the wide side of the field, there's still plenty of space and opportunity for deeper routes to develop.
Huntley from a clean pocket throws low as Nakua returns to the lineup. Clock stop with 23 seconds remaining. Washington State in pursuit of its first 9-2 record since 2003. They've leaned on their defense to the tune of 6 turnovers created tonight. Huntley with Mata'afa puncturing the pocket, and the Cougs got home. They just couldn't hang on. What an effort by Huntley. Tyler Huntley midfield and out of bounds to stop the clock. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, 3 different blockers couldn't stop Hercules Mata'afa from getting near Tyler Huntley. But Huntley able to evade every pass rusher and now put his offense in plus territory, close enough now for a shot at a Hail Mary.
It's Troy Williams in to throw it, and he launches from the 50. It'll get there, but it's intercepted to clinch the win for the Cougs. Jalen Thompson caps it as they go to the strong arm of Williams on the final play. Mike Leach and Washington State have only the Apple Cup left for their chance at a Pac-12 championship berth.
Williams climbed the pocket, was able to get it off. That secondary for the Cougars responds one last time to close the show.
As you see Falk there, a record-setting night. Thoughts on him getting a win in his home state?
It's been a historic career, a storybook season for Luke Falk in a number of ways.
Well, he finishes 40 of 69 for 311 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But this defense for Alex Grinch, the Speed D, creates 7 turnovers on the night, including the clinching interception. 33-25 our final. For Anthony Herron, Lewis Johnson, our entire Pac-12 network crew, I'm JB Long. Good night from Salt Lake City. Pac-12 football game break is next.